Hello, people. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. Hope you're having a great day today. Back with another video, double upload today, this time with better news. My previous video was basically a rant talking about how is it possible that Arsenal was offering Lewis SKELLY to Chelsea and Man United that are definite rivals for the Premier League and rivals overall in history. I couldn't believe the fact that we were offering one of the best young players we have at the club in the Premier League to those teams. Thankfully, wrong news. Skelly came out, his camp came out and said that he's Arsenal through and through. He wants to stay at the club. He wants to be part of the process. He wants also to compete for his position, which I definitely think he can do. And as I mentioned in my last video, people, if he shows us that he's better than Bruno or Royce, and he wants to, like, the manager wants to start him, I'm down for it. Because after all, we want healthy competition. And if he's gonna play better than the main guys, and he's gonna earn a spot, I'll be cool with it. Because after all, we want the healthy competition to stay at the club, so we can, improve the players overall. That's great to see that Lewis SKELLY wants to stay at the club. He doesn't want to go. Arsenal doesn't want to sell him. He wants to compete for his position, and he wants to take part on Mikel Arteta's process, which is great to hear. And just to see right here, rival fans twerking for Lewis SKELLY. That just tells me great news for us, because Lewis SKELLY is staying. But also, rival fans have been saying that Lewis SKELLY is not good enough, that he's not a player that they want in their team, he doesn't go to their team and start, that he needs development, he's not as good as Arsenal fans think he is. And look right here, every single fan, Chelsea and United fan, talking about the possibility of SKELLY joining their club and being happy about that. Look at their faces. We can definitely see happiness right here. And, well, good to see that all the rumors that we saw at the start of the day were basically false news. SKELLY wants to stay at the football club, he wants to compete, he wants to be part of Arsenal because he's an Arsenal fan. Arsenal through and through the ranks, he wants to stay. And as I mentioned before, we have to protect SKELLY, Dalman and Nwaneri the same way we protected Saka, because I see three great players in those that I just mentioned. Lewis SKELLY can definitely play in any team in the Premier League as a starter, and we have the privilege to have him on the bench because Declan Rice and Bruno Guimaraes are going to be the main guys. We all know that. We have the privilege to see that this guy can compete for his position. And to be fair, at the end of the season, when he started playing and Mikel Arteta gave him a chance, I genuinely think he took that chance amazingly. He was a great player against PSG in the final. He was great. One of the most important players, if not the most important player in that final, kind of fighting for that position with Gabriel because both were amazing. And overall, I think every time he comes in the midfield and he plays as a defender midfielder, we're looking at some player that we don't have, because he takes the ball away from opposition players, he dribbles the ball forward, he creates chances, he has that quality to protect the ball, he's very strong, very secure. Every time he has the ball, he does the right play. So I think that's a type of defensive midfielder that we don't have at the football club. And we've seen how Subimendi, for example, has made mistakes and given the ball away a few times. Man United at home, for example, when we conceded a goal because of one of his mistakes. Mikel Merino kind of doubtful in the midfield area. I genuinely think Mikel Merino should be a striker for us. Lewis SKELLY definitely brings those mistakes from the Spanish players, and he basically erased those mistakes because he's very secure, he protects the ball, he gets fouled. He's a very good young lad, and I genuinely think that's the future of Arsenal Football Club. I genuinely think he has the chance to be a legend at the club and retire as a legend. He wants to retire at Arsenal, for what I've been looking at also on social media. I genuinely think we need to protect him the same way we do Saka. and also mentioning Waneri and Dalman. Those three guys need to be protected, and that's the future of our football club. And not a long time ago, well, we saw Wilshere coming through the ranks and things like that, but we haven't really spoken about other players coming together from the ranks for Arsenal. And now we're talking about Waneri, Dalman, Lewis SKELLY, Bukayo Saka at the time. We're producing great players. That's very good to see, and I think we genuinely have to protect the guys that are from Howland. They need to stay at the football club. So, yeah, great news that Lewis SKELLY is staying at the football club. Then here it is. There's an agenda against Arsenal. I wanted to talk about this. Ian Wright was right. The headlines reported earlier said Arsenal offer Lewis SKELLY to Man United and Chelsea. Now new headlines say that Chelsea made an inquiry about Miles, but Arsenal rejected because they don't want to sell him, at least not to a local rival. So definitely there's a lot of misunderstanding. What I've been looking at also on social media, it has to do with the agent of Lewis SKELLY saying those rumors that apparently Arsenal decided to offer Lewis SKELLY to rivals. I don't think it's true. The guy wants to stay at the football club. Mikel Arteta worked with Lewis SKELLY privately this season to improve him, and we definitely saw how those improvements came up at the end of the season when Zubimendi had to be benched. Lewis SKELLY took his position and played amazing every single game. So we saw the patience that Mikel Arteta had with Lewis SKELLY. I genuinely think that what happened today was definitely just rumors, nothing else. I'm glad we're keeping Lewis SKELLY at the team, and as I mentioned, we need a squad rotation because we know we're going to compete for every single trophy. And having 3 players to rotate with the 2 starting players, that's great. Bruno Guimaraes can come off, Zubimendi in, Rice off, SKELLY in, and then you have a midfield of SKELLY and Zubimendi, or SKELLY and Mikel Merino, and you are giving rest to the starters, which I think is the ideal situation for us. Mind you that we're going to compete for every single trophy like we did last season, and a squad rotation was an issue. I don't think Mikel Arteta has an excuse this season to don't rotate the players, because we got Norgard to Everton, sold him. We got Bruno back, definitely an improvement. And we still have 3 players who can play in the CDM position. And I think those 3 players have the quality to replace the starters. So great to see. And now on to some news. Apparently Galatasaray has submitted an offer to Arsenal regarding Gabriel Martinelli. They are waiting for a response. On Arsenal's side, I don't think Martinelli wants to go to Galatasaray. I don't even think the offer coming from Galatasaray is that good. Martinelli should be sold for at least 60 million. We're looking at the market right now, how overpriced some of these players are. Like Barcola, for example, 170 million for him. He's not even that good. We're looking at a Martinelli 2.0 in Barcola. Noni Madueke 2.0 in Barcola. If we got Noni Madueke for 65 million, Gabriel Martinelli should be going for at least 75 million. So I don't know why every single Arsenal player is underpriced. We definitely should break the selling record this transfer window if Martinelli leaves, or if Gabriel Jesus leaves as well. Like, those players should be at least more than 40 million. So basically, that's all I wanted to say. An update on the Lewis SKELLY situation and now the Martinelli situation as well. I wanted to touch also on some of the things that let me just go through the likes, because I saw that apparently this is right here. Arsenal are considering a move for Barcelona's defender Jules Koundé this summer. I would love to have him at the club, to be fair. I think he's a good player, he's a good defender, and we need squad rotation on that side as well. He's right back, if I'm not mistaken. Well, he can play centre back as well, which is something that Mikel Arteta likes. He likes to have versatility, and we know that William Saliba is going to be out for 4 to 6 months. So getting a defender is the most sensible signing that we can do at the moment, because we need to take care of that position. And for what I've been looking at in the preseason, Mosquera is not that comfortable in that area. I will actually prefer Mosquera to play right back than centre back. So I think Koundé can do a job in the centre back position. And well, we know Ben White is dealing with an injury, Timber as well. So we need defenders at the football club, because if not, we're going to have definitely a tough time at the start of the season, because replacing Saliba is not going to be great. It's not going to be easy as well. Saliba for me is the best defender in the world, and we need quality. I think Koundé is quality. He's not to that level of Saliba, but he does a job, and I think he can play centre back and right back. So yeah, great to see that we're searching for defenders. I think Koundé will be a great signing. So we're gonna have to see how the rumor goes, but yeah, I would like to have Koundé at the club. And I would love to see Arsenal now being more proactive, because we only have Bruno Guimaraes and one goalkeeper, and that's it. We need to find players. Offensively, we need another left wing, and we need to buy a defender to cover for Saliba's injury. And we need to rush. 3 weeks until the transfer window shuts down. We need to get players as soon as possible. But yeah, people, that's all I wanted to say. Thank you for hearing this. I hope you have a great day. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye, people.